Hello guys. So in this lecture we're going to see how to handle cookies in Selenium. So what is cookies exactly? So cookies are a small text file of information placed on our computer when you visit any application. So probably you have noticed that when you visit any application, it's give you one of the pop-up messages to accept all cookies. That time that cookies file generate on your system. So the cookies that are used on the internet also called HTTP cookies. Like much of the web, the cookies are sent using the HTTP protocol. So cookies sent through the HTTP protocol. Example, when you visit any e-commerce site, those site uses cookies to know what merchandise any user have placed in their shopping cart, what kind of things you are buying. Right, so that they can track it, they can monitor it. Okay, and apart from their cookies also are necessary for security purpose, such as authentication cookies. So here is some of the use case of the cookies. So to track the user activities or browsing history, it maintain login session. Okay, as soon as the user do login, there is a logging session. There's a cookies is specifically called logging session cookies. And those session cookies create a cookies, specifically cookies called session ID, which is keep history of your login activities, like your username, password, so that when you visit any website like Amazon.com or Google.com or Facebook.com, and then when you go from one page to another page, still you are logged in because of that session ID cookies. Because session ID cookie, it's keep remembering your login session, which is your credential. So that's why you are not log out when you visit from one page to another page after you log in. Okay. So as I said, it's remember your logging history. So remember other details of the user convenience. Okay, so that's pretty much very high level. So cookies nowadays is very important, the part of our web applications technology. It plays significant roles. It's not only for the security, not only for your activities, especially nowadays, all the e-commerce web page, web application, they always use cookie. So that's why it's important to know how we can handle the cookie. If I want to show you exactly what is the cookie, so if we go to our, say example, Facebook, or you can just go to your inspect your application. If you go application, you will see under your application here, you can see there's a cookies. So here it shows the page you visited, like example facebook.com or any other page you visited. It will show you all the domain or page our application you visited, and here you can see those are this is the name of the cookies. This is the values of each and every name. So each and every cookie, they will have some parameter, they will have some value. So this is the value, and this is the domain, like facebook.com. This is the path value. This is the expired date. So it's keep your story, for number of certain period. So there is some, expired date will have. So those are the different parameters that belongs to for this specific cookie. So which is DATR. Similarly, there's another cookie DPR, FR. So those are all the cookies being created, when I last time visit on facebook.com. Okay, so those are the cookies. Let's see how, through our automation, how we can get the name of the cookie for a specific application. What are the different values of the cookies, and so on. Let's see. And also sometimes you need to delete the cookies, because as I said, it's cookies also keep your browsing history. It's keep monitor or your activities. So for the automation, when you start a new execution of your automation, you need to clear all of your cookies. So you don't want to run your automation and that can be interrupt, that can be give you some false response or result because of your cookies from your cookies history. So you need to clear all of your cookies before you start your automation. So that's why you need to delete your cookies too. Okay, let's see how we can do all those things. Let me go to our Eclipse. So here I created one class. I give a name cookies test, and here is all the prerequisite. As you know, create an object of Chrome driver, maximize the window, and here is the application, which is facebook.com. Okay, so first thing first, we'll get all cookies. So how can we get all the cookies? We have seen that there's a number of cookies generated when you visit any application. So how can we get all the cookies? To get cookies, so Selenium driver dot manage dot, there is a method is called get cookies. You can say get cookies. You see, get cookies. So get cookies is a method in Selenium. It's get the idea. It can grab all the cookies that you have been generated for a specific this after you visit this specific the page or application. And also you can see this get cookies method. It's the return type. The return type is cookie, and the return data type, it's a set. Okay, so let me put over here. So let's put this one in a variable. I will say let's give a name all cookies. So because get cookies will get the knowledge about all the cookies. So all cookies, this is the variable name, and again the data the return type would be cookie, and the data return type would be set. Okay, how I get this? So if you hover your mouse to get cookie method, you can see the cookie is the data type, the return type. What type of element will return is a cookie type, and what would be the data type? It's a set. Okay, so let's hover your mouse, import the package. You can see what is set. Set is nothing. It's from Java util. Java. This. It's a Java collection. So Java util is a part of Java collection. You can see if you hover, you can read it over here. So a collection that contain no duplicate elements. So it means set is a collection of elements. It can store multiple elements without a duplicates. It doesn't allow to store duplicate elements. In our other lecture, one of our previous lecture, we have seen the list. So set is similar type of another interface. Set is also interface and a part of the Java collection that store multiple elements but no duplicate elements. It also can help. You can add more elements to this to the set. It's like a container. Okay, it's like a container, so it can add more elements. You can remove all those things you can do, but the elements will be unique. Since why it's a set is over here, the data type, because all the cookies over here, each and every cookie you see for that belongs to one application, those are unique. There will be no duplicate cookies. That's why it's used over here set instead of list. Okay, over your mouse. So let's import relevant cookie, yes, package. So after that, let's see, you can get the count. So this all cookies variable have the knowledge all the cookies that belongs to this applications. If we want, we can get the total number of cookies. How many cookies? It's very simple. This variable, so it has the knowledge about all the cookies dot size method. Apply the size method. So it will give us a total number. So we can say count, and let's put this one, it's an integer, right? So this count will have a total number of cookie. If you want, you can sys out, you can print the total number of cookies. So you can just pass this one over here, right? We can put something in a message like total number of cookies are, right? let's put this variable count, right? So it will show us total number of cookies. So now if we want to, so what do you need? We want to get from here, we want to get each and every cookie's details. We have seen the cookies, for each and every cookie there is a name, there is a value, there is a path value, domain, all those things. We can get the breakdown from each and every cookies from this all cookies. Okay, so we can use, let's use for each loop. So here is the one thing we are going to use over here, for each loop. So what is for each loop? Let's minimize, go here. So for each loop, which is used exclusively to loop through element, is an array. So for each loop, it's a similar like a for loop, but it is an exclusively used through an element. So for each loop is nothing. It's used only when you have a number of elements in an array. So so here all the cookies are element, web element, and all the cookies, we know this over here in this variable, all cookies variable have multiple cookies. So it's like, this is like an array, like a sets, it's a container like an array, it's a store multiple cookies. So in that case, if we want to retrieve for each and every cookie's different parameter, different values, we can use for each loop. And here is the for each loop, how it works. Example, say example, here there is an array this is our regular array, like integer a array, 1 to it's a number. And if we want to use for each loop, over here how it works, over here, the syntax is, there will be for, and then there will be array name. So if I use an example, this one, so it will be the for, and then and then what's the array name? First is array name is a, and then colon, okay, and then there will be variables. Say example, let's put a variable like b, and will be the return type of this variable. The return type would be exactly the type of the array. So array type is integer, so its return type would be integer. Okay, and now how this is going to work? So first of all, when whatever code you want to put over here, say example, if you want to retrieve each and every number from this a array, from here, if I want to retrieve, so I will say system.out.println, and how I'm going to retrieve. So here the for each loop, it works like for the first element, it will be assigned to this v variable, the variable. So out of this a array, from this a array, the first element automatically will assign to the v variable. So b will be the value, first b will be the value is 1. Okay, and so if I want to retrieve and see the output, the first element, one by one element, the first one is going to be assigned to b. So if I say system.out.println b, it will automatically will print you over here. The output would be over here. Output would be first is 1. Then it will automatically, the loop will go back to the next element. It will check on the same array, is there any elements there? Yes, it will find, it will automatically check. This is the the power of this for each loop. We don't need to put any condition, that it checks automatically whether you have any value, a next value or not. If there is a next value is there, like if 5 is over there, the next value will be automatically assigned to the on a v variable. So now it's b is, now it's 5. Okay, now it's b is 5. So it again, then it will come to inside the body over here. So it will print the value b is now 5. So it will print the value of 5, right? Similarly, the loop will continue. It will go to the check the, is there any next value in this a array? If it's fine, it will assign to the v variable, and then it will continue to print the next one 10, and similarly it will continue every time before it's it's a reoccur, it's before it goes back to execute the loop, it will check first, is there any next element, so after 20 it will not find any next element, so it will jump out from the loop. So that's the way is for each loop works. So it's automatically check that how many times loops will continue. It depends on how many elements you have in your array. Okay, so that's very easy, even from our regular for loop. So this is a for each loop. So we're going to use for each loop in our code. So let's back to our code. So we're going to say, so we don't have to worry the how many times loop needs to continue or the condition. So let's type here. We'll say for the syntax of for each loop, and what is the first part? The array. So array is nothing. This is the array, all cookies. Okay, this is the first part of the array, and then colon. Then you will put any variable. So let's say I will put a variable name. New variable is a, and what's the the type of the cookie? Type of the cookie would be return type would be over here. It's the same like this your array. So it is a type is cookie, right? Cookie. And then this is our body of the for each loop. Now what I want to do, I want to have a name for out of this all the cookies. I want to get the name first. To get the name, there is a method. So let's use so now this the first element of this, so you have seen like the how it works. So out of this all this variable have all the list of the cookies. So the first cookie will be assigned to a, this a variable. So a have the knowledge about the first cookie. So there is a method in Selenium which is called, if I use a using this a, so because a has the knowledge about the individual cookie, the first element, which is the first cookie. A dot, if I use, you can see there's a lots of method that comes with the Selenium library related to the cookies. So get name. So get name, this will apply to a. So a has the name, and this will get the name of that a first element. So this can give you the name. If I want to see this name, I can put this one sysout. Let's put this one inside the system.out println, right? So it will give me the name. So I can just add another message over here. I will say name. Okay, name. So this is will print name, and what's the name? This is the name. Okay, so this will give us the name. Okay, so similarly, what else we want? So if you go back to here, so there is the name I found, there is a value, there is a domain, right? So those are the different parameter for this is the name, and then the value for each and every cookie. There is a value, there is a domain, there is a path, there is expert, all those things we can get. Let's minimize. Okay, so we can say here system.same way this out. The next we want to get, say example, value. Okay, we can get a value, and then what would be the value? The value would be similarly a dot, you can say get value. You will find over here get value. Okay, it will give us the value of that this is specific cookie. The same way I can get, it's called get path. So let's copy, and I can just change the method name. I'll say next one would be path. So what's the path? Path would be just you check the method name a dot get, you can say get path. Okay, and then you can get the get domain also. System dot get domain, this would be the domain, and then let's change it to get the method get domain first one. So this is the breakdown of first cookie out of all the cookies. So because the first element is assigned to a, and using this a, I'm getting the name of that cookie, what is the value of that cookie, what's the path of that cookie, and the domain name of the cookie. And then if I want, let me sys out, sorry, and I will put a a divider. Since it's a loop, so what will happen? So it will give me the, one sets of all the values for the first cookie, and then it will print this divider. Then the loop will continue, and then the next element from out of this array, all cookies, the next cookie will be assigned to again a, and it will come to inside this for loop, and then it will get all the breakdown for the second cookies, and then it will be divided. So in this way it will keep continue as long as this all cookies variable have the last cookie. Okay, and after when it will check that there is no more cookie, it will be jump out from the for loop. Okay, let's see, let's run and see that whether it's working or not. Save it and run it. So it's went through the facebook.com. There will be nothing else you will able to see. That's fine. Let's close this one and we can see the output here. Let's see the output. Okay, you can see the total number of cookies are 4. So this is the the print statement from this line. And after that, for this is the first cookie, all details. This is the second cookies, all details. This is the third cookies, all details, and the fourth cookies, all details. Okay, so you can verify, you can check. So after that, what I want to do, so we got the breakdown of each and every cookie. The next things we can say, I said, like, we need to also delete the cookie, because when you start a fresh execution of your end-to-end automation, you want to make sure at the beginning to clear all of your cookies so that your browser doesn't have any previous history, right? So otherwise that can be, you can get some the false positive result. Okay, so to avoid that kind of things, you have to know it better to clear all cookies. So how can you clear? It's very simple. So we're going to say delete cookies. To delete cookies, again we'll say driver dot manage. We're saying, hey, driver manage what? Delete all cookies. You can say you can add cookies, also you can delete cookies, delete all cookies, right? So delete all cookies. So it will delete all the cookies. So after it's delete, we can verify that whether it's deleted or not, right? So let's put this one. I'm going to get ever, now it's all the cookies again. So after it's delete, let's get all the cookies. Let's give a name over here, all cookies. Let's give a name, cookies after delete. So all cookies, I would say after delete, all cookies after delete. So this is the variable we can get, and then set, that's fine. And then we can say system dot, we can just get the total number of cookies. Let's see, we can use this one. We'll use this one. Total number of cookies are, so what will be the total number of cookies? This variable dot size, right? This variable dot size method, right? So this variable should have the knowledge about all the cookies. And if we apply the size method, same we did over here, we did the breakdown, but here we put it in one line. Okay, it should give us a 0 result because it's supposed to delete all the cookies. Okay, let's save it and then run it again. Okay, it's done. Okay, and then here you can see this time it's found 6 cookies. Yes, because it's visited one more time. And then here is all the breakdown, and then it's after total number of cookies, total number of cookies. Oh, sorry, total number of cookies, like that was a typo. cookies are, so it's still showing one. The reason why, because I think there is a one cookies which is not relevant directly to the Facebook. If I, you can see there will be some one or two cookies will be unrelated to the Facebook. That's why it shows one. But all the cookies that belongs to Facebook, like it has the name, it's specifically Facebook, and all those cookies that does a specific job for the Facebook, like tracking the Facebook's user activities. If the user does some purchase, all those things, it's all those cookies is usually monitor those things, even keep the history of your the login session, everything. But there are always some unnecessary cookies that's not directly does anything from the cookie Facebook. That's why it shows that there is a one. But that's all the important significant cookies that's does some specific job that is required for the creating session, all those things, it's been cleared, it's been deleted. Okay, so that's the way you can handle your cookies. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much.